This week, coming up from the ashes.
That dude, yeah.
What just happened?
I guess he had that feeling.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe in the middle of his laugh, like Batman just came out of the dark and just sucker punched him so hard that
Maybe.
it disconnected him from the call.
Maybe. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to From the Ashes podcast. My name is Phoenix, and I've got this ragtag group of guys with me today. We went from our now usual 3-person antics to adding Grim for a special episode because, you know, we wanted to make sure this was done right. So today we are going to be, if you see what it looks like on the outside, we are actually going to go over what is your favorite dinosaur and why. So to start things off,
Wait, what?
What?
I did that thing again where I zoned out and wasn't paying attention. Could you care to repeat that?
I said, okay, so to be fair, these guys had no idea what I was going to use for our topic. And I've decided to choose what is your favorite dinosaur and why? You know, especially since Grimm's here. What do you think about that, Grim?
It feels like bait.
I've ever heard.
It feels like bait.
He says it feels like bait. All right. So
I know it.
You got the succulent worm hanging off the hook, waiting for him to take a bite so you can reel him into whatever madness you have in store.
You're not wrong.
He would never do that.
All right, so I decided, we all decided that we were gonna just figure out the title or the topic and just not tell Grim. And so we've been holding on to a secret, Grim, and we know what the topic is gonna be. You just don't.
Oh, of course.
Unless Arson revealed it to you, and if that's the case,
no, he didn't.
He has given some hints. But you didn't catch on, I don't think. You're like, I caught that reference, but you didn't make anything about it.
From ear to ear.
I'm grinning from ear to ear, and he was like, "Oh, that's a killing joke." So, do you know what it is now?
Oh.
just
of resignation.
All right. So today's topic is literally going to be your top 5 favorite Joker actors, whether it be from the movies or from animation or even from video games. I feel like it's the same concept as our Batman episode. But this time, I didn't come with like 16 of them to put out there. I could, and I may actually make a couple references to a couple that I liked, but that didn't make my list. But it's not like at most it'll be 7 for me. But I've got my top 5, and you know what we'll do is we'll go around the horn, and you know we'll do what we did with our Batman. You know, say one and then move on, and then come back like we usually do. And a lot of times, some of us are going to agree on stuff, but not our list. Or would you guys rather just like say your whole list and then we'll discuss?
No, we can do it the old way.
Okay. All right. So, well, since Grim was privy to know nothing about this information, we're going to let him go first. So, Grim, no, I'm not going to do that to you, bro. You have a little time to look up and see, because I know. Okay, do you want to first talk about, you know, your love for Joker?
Joker is like in my top 3 most hated villains of all time. I don't know why I'm here.
I don't
like Joker at all.
You could thank Arson for this.
Of course.
It was a throwaway idea I had, all right, and then he just latched onto it like so fast.
I reached out my arm and grabbed the idea
right.
before it threw into the garbage, and I was like, "Oh, hold on, what is this?" I opened it. I
Yeah,
was
I was-
like, "Huh, interesting."
This entire episode is just gonna be you guys gonna be like, oh yeah, no, I love this, and I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, no, I hate that version of Joker. What? Why? Because he's Joker.
Well, and that's what I like about this is because you're gonna have like an opinion on the other side of that coin, and not only that, but this is payback for all like all the references you make to Monster Hunter and dinosaurs.
Okay, I'm sorry that I reference Absolute Peak. All right.
I'm just doing this because I want you to know what it's gonna be like when we do the Transformers episode.
That too, yeah.
At this point, I've just convinced myself the Transformers episode isn't gonna happen.
Oh, by the way, there's another surprise. We're doing that directly after this. No, I'm kidding. I gotta go to town, so I can't. But
It's a myth,
anyways,
just like that set of episodes that we did about making a video game.
yeah, that we've
you
already
just-
did 2 of, and we just didn't do any more.
What are you talking about? We can neither confirm nor deny that.
Oh, I can confirm. I've got the recordings.
The receipts.
I've got the recordings.
Yeah.
By the way, let me ask you guys. I need to plead with you and beg with you. If anybody out there listens to our podcast, please post a comment whether you would be interested in seeing our series be released on the 3 of us. It's basically myself, Arson, and Zhombi creating a horror game. And we're 2 episodes deep. And these guys are like, I don't think we'll ever do that again. And da 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 da. So I need you, our fan, to make the deciding vote.
I can tell you right now that's not gonna happen.
Well, we'll see. But
Would it only take one person? Like your sister could comment and be like, "Yeah, I would like to see that." Would you take that as the green light? Because that's a pretty
okay. That's fam. So I would take it in consideration, but it wouldn't be the deciding vote, to be honest.
How many votes would it take?
I don't know, 10.
I'm
5
thinking
to
15.
10. Oh, you would.
I will 15 to 20. I will not settle for such a minuscule amount. 10
Man.
people want to listen to it. Balling,
Well, hey, that's all I gotta say.
calling
I-
their bluff.
I will literally go into my Discord and be like, "Hey, I need 20 of you, just 20 of you to comment on
You
the
would
YouTube
hire
page."
Goon Squad.
I
to
would have
come
finished
along.
this dang episode.
It'll never happen.
We'll see. We'll see
You
about
waste
that.
Time.
So we so getting back on topic, let's go through our list, starting with our number 5 actor you think would be, carrying that torch right there. So I'm gonna go with Zhombi first. And by the way, Zhombi, Frank Welker did voice Joker as well.
He did? I couldn't find him on there.
Yes, he did. I found it. Like it's crazy. He
Okay.
actually did voice the Joker in, it was what was it? It was in a Scooby-Doo episode. Obviously.
Oh, one of the Scooby-Doo crossovers.
Yeah, and he voiced the Joker. So yeah, he
Okay,
actually
so-
did.
Okay, so he'll be an honorable mention.
So okay, go ahead. Who's your number 5 Joker?
Brent Spiner.
Oh my gosh, okay. Go ahead and touch on that.
So I was looking at, like not even an hour ago, at who played the Joker. I had most of it. I just needed to kind of like fill out the last couple slots.
Yeah.
And I was looking, and I'm like, oh, so I'd look at, oh, he did it. Then I'd look up a couple scenes, and I liked him as the Joker, except for one part.
Okay.
His laugh was a bit off.
Right.
Like, I liked how he portrayed it in, like, the character, and like the switching back and forth from the different insane aspects of the Joker.
Well, yeah. Mhm.
I liked how he did that. The weight he gave to it. It's just when it came to the laugh, it seemed a bit forced.
Yeah. And to tell you the truth, so did you say who he voiced it where? It was for the show Young Justice, which is my absolute favorite DC universe whatever animated series. It is my absolute favorite. I love it. The first 2 seasons are like unparalleled to anything else. It's just amazing. And Brent Spiner did a great job. A lot of people say otherwise. They hate his portrayal of the Joker, and especially because of the laugh. And which I think Bones hit it right on the hammer right on the nail with that one, because he did such a good job portraying the Joker, but his laugh was off.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, and other than that, that was it. I mean, that was like the only thing I could find that I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is Brent Spiner, for the ones that don't know, Brent Spiner, Brent Spiner, he played he played Data in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I was gonna say, is Brent Spiner like the Data Spider-Man?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, that's funny. What the heck? I never even knew that. Oh, okay, that don't count. Never mind. So the ones I'm not going to count in this, unless you've already chosen them, is apparently there's also Robot Chicken that has Jokers in there, and they had Giovanni Ribisi and Seth Green and Bryan Cranston all do voiceovers for Robot Chicken for the Joker, including Mark Hamill as well. So, but all right, does anybody got anything to say about the Brent Spiner, Arson?
I don't really have much to say about him, considering I never really watched Young Justice that much, and like the parts I did see, it didn't have Joker in it. So.
Yeah, Joker didn't show up to like the 2nd season, I don't think.
Oh yeah, then I definitely didn't see that then.
Yeah, and he was a bigger role in that, but he, it was still like, he wasn't in as much as you would think. But yeah. All right, what about you, Grim? What's your take on the Young Justice Joker?
I had no idea who this Joker was. I had to look him up. He looks like he needs to work an office job.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's okay. It's just because of the hair. His hair makes him look so much less intimidating.
Yeah.
Like it looks like he should be like it. He looks like he's late to his 9 to 5.
Like, hi, welcome to Kinko's.
I don't. I've never seen this Joker in my life, but he looks like a Joker, all right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way he was portrayed in Young Justice was really good. I think he did a better job than most people say. But again, it's the one thing about the Joker is you've got to have a great laugh. You have to. And Brent Spiner just fell short on that, in all honesty. I'll tell you what, like if Arson doesn't beat me to it, my number 5 has a great laugh, and he's got a different take on it. But before I do mine, I want Arson to do his. Arson, what say you about your number 5, bud?
No, I actually went one above, so I actually have 6.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'll quickly get the number 6 one out of the way, considering that like it's basically just a wrap up from like the Batman one.
Yeah.
And that's Troy Baker.
Oh, okay.
He voices Joker in Arkham Origins and Arkham Shadow. And I wanted to say this. Yeah, I wanted to say this like back in the Batman episode with Roger Craig Smith, in the sense that they do have a lot of potential, And I love the fact that they sound perfect because they voice young versions of both Joker and Batman. With Roger Craig Smith, it's like, when he voices Batman, it's more emotional, it's more raw.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. With Troy, it's basically the same. It's Joker, obviously. The laugh is great, and you could tell that this is a Joker that is like, more whimsical and all that before he started to get a more better tone settled in with Batman.
Yeah.
And that's great and all. I just wanted to give that special shout out to Troy. Not as
Me.
high because obviously, unfortunately, he hasn't been able to voice Joker much. So
Well, I mean, he's been in he's been in more than what you think. Like he was in the Long Halloween Part 1 and 2.
mm.
He was in Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2, which it wasn't very long. But like what he was in, moreover, but he was also in, where's that other one at? He was in, oh crud, there it is. Batman Unlimited Mechs versus Mutants, as the Joker, which that Joker animation looks so stupid. He was also in the Batman Turtles crossover as the Joker. So
Oh, right, there
he's
was that.
played the Joker quite a lot. Enough to, be able to say, but like in the same sense, um, he like there's so much, and I love Troy Baker. I think we've touched on that enough before. I think we both have a love for Troy Baker. Um,
Could make a whole episode dedicated
yeah,
to him.
yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Like he's a legend.
Yeah. But
Uh,
that's for another time.
yeah,
But yeah,
exactly. So what's your?
as for my number 5, yeah, it'd have to be Jeff Bennett.
Oh, okay. He didn't make
Now,
my list, but he's good.
yeah, like he's good, and like he isn't the perfect Joker, but like in terms of Silver Age,
Yeah.
I think he's the best. Like he encapsulates Silver Age Joker perfectly.
And if you guys don't know Jeff Bennett, he's from Batman, Brave and the Bold. So I think he's
Like
done other things too, but like Brave and the
he
Bold is
might
what I
have.
know.
Yeah, but like yeah, Brave and the Bold is literally like one of the big reasons why I put him on there. And
Well,
like I felt the need to have a little bit of Silver Age representation in there because I I have seen some people like yearn for the Silver Age days.
yeah.
And it's just like, well, this is definitely my favorite like Joker of the Silver Age. It's like uh I know a lot of people don't read the I haven't read any of the Silver Age comics, which I probably should. They're probably hilarious.
Yeah.
But like, in terms of like animated Jokers in the Silver Age, this is like the best one. Like his design, the voice, the absolute wacky zaniness that he just pulls into the scene is great.
See, and he has more freedom as a voice actor too. Like Cesar Romero, geez, I can't say his name right. Uh, he played Batman and he played Joker in Batman 66. And he was the defining character. Like he was like one of the first. So um and talk about someone that's like going all ham. It's literally him. Romero was a big time, and the reason I'm mentioning him is because I don't know if he's on anybody else's list, and we'll find out. But he did not make my list. He would be top 10, but not top 5. Uh, but yeah, when I think Silver Age, I think him. But you're not wrong about the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, about that Silver Age era as well. What do you guys think of his pick, Zombie?
Uh, Not bad. I'm not really too familiar with it all that much, so I really don't have, all that much input.
Well,
I
what's
mean,
funny is when I first heard this or watched an episode, the first thing I noticed was Dietrich Bader as the voice of Batman, and I'm like, well, that's you can't help but know that's Dietrich Bader. Like that's the dude from the Drew Carey show, and then yeah. So, anyways, go ahead. What you were gonna say?
so it's just kind of like, hey, I don't have a, I can't say yes or no.
Yeah,
Because
your opinion is nil and void
yeah,
because you don't know it very much.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what about you, Grim? I know you've probably seen the show. What do you think of his voice acting for the Joker?
This is one of the only Jokers that I don't completely despise, solely because of how goofy he is.
Yeah, it's not so serious, and that's what I love about Silver Age. It literally just doesn't take itself seriously.
Granted, the biggest reason why I don't hate this Joker is just because I don't hate this Batman. And like,
Yeah.
there's just a lot of really funny. There's just a lot of really funny jokes in Batman Brave and the Bold. You wouldn't hit a woman, would you? The hammer of justice is unisex. Boom.
There was also another one where like it was also the same thing, but like I think Batman and Huntress like swap bodies, and like the female Venom, you wouldn't hit a lady, would you? It's like funny. I don't have that problem.
I love that line. I love that line. But yeah, no. This I'll admit. When it comes to Batman Brave and the Bold, I don't remember this Joker very much. But the bits that I do remember, he was pretty funny. I'll admit that.
Oh,
I think he was actually one of the few Jokers to actually kill Batman too, because there was an episode where he got the powers of what was his name? Batmite. He got the powers of Batmite.
Oh yeah.
He basically spent all of that time just killing Batman over and over again. So I mean, technically he did and didn't kill him, but I mean, there you
Right.
go. He
Well,
managed to do it.
Then there was the whole "an organized mind is a disciplined mind" speech thing.
I was surprised you remember that.
Yeah.
huh. Well, so all right. Well, you know what? I will do my number 5, and I'll tell you what, Grim. If do you think I should force him to choose Jokers, or do you think I should just let him be here for the episode?
He's like the commentary man. He's
Yeah,
just here.
I think that's what I'll do. That way it's not too bad, But anyways, my number 5 is from one of my favorite Batman movies I've ever watched, and this came out in 2010, and then they re-released it like in 2019 with a choose your own adventure type of thing, and it's Batman Under the Red Hood. And John DiMaggio, man, he portrayed the Joker so well. Like you thought he was egomaniacal, like just a psycho. Like in every portrayal that I've seen, like when you see him, the Joker, go off on Jason Todd and kill him, and the Joker has so many. John DiMaggio has so many good lines in that movie, and he was like he walks out like I can't remember, like he literally beat him with a crowbar and then walks out, and he's like, now get to bed before something or other. I can't remember exactly the line, but and he turns off the lights and shuts the door, and then all of a sudden you see he looks up and hears a ticking, and he sees a bomb, and it goes off. But that Joker portrayal was immaculate. Like, to me, it would be higher if it was just a voiceover Joker list. He would be probably my number 2 or number 3. And to be honest, I just pushed somebody off my list just a few minutes ago just because of that. He is going to be an honorable mention though. But what do you guys think? Now, I look, if you guys don't know who John DiMaggio is, the easiest and best way I can explain it is he is the voice of Bender off of Futurama. Rhonda. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Futurama.
Futurama. It's a spinoff of Futurama. Anyways, but yeah, he's also, would you say, Jake the dog in
Adventure Time.
Adventure Time, yeah.
Making bacon pancakes.
Yep.
But
that's all I saw with that Joker. Sometimes just Jake shapeshifting into Joker and putting on a bunch.
But he did it so well, man. He did that voice so well for the Joker, and it's a travesty that we only got him really. I think he was in like a Lego version too, but other than that, that's all we got of him. He was in Lego DC Superheroes Batman B Leaguered, and yeah, it was quite unfortunate. But what do you guys think of my pick?
He's my number 4.
Oh, is he?
He's also my number 4.
Well,
Funny how that works.
okay, I'll tell you what. Then, if that's the case, I will strike him from my list and put him as an honorable mention. Okay, well then let's just go ahead and talk about it then.
I mean, I have to agree with a lot of what you said. Like it's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed how his personification of Joker.
Yeah.
You know, the laugh, the switching from, hey, like you said, I'm beating you with a crowbar, and I was like, now get to bed on a good time, or whatever he says. You know, it's just kind of like, you know, you can see when the coin flips,
right,
when the dice rolls, and the personality switches completely.
Dude, and his laugh, like I look, I know we're used to like laughs like Mark Hamill and stuff like that, but John DiMaggio's laugh for the Joker was freaking amazing. Like okay, you remember the part where they're in like Red Hood and Batman are going at it, and he gets down there and he realizes who Red Hood is, and he just looks up like, oh, he's like, you could beat me with a crowbar, then I'll beat you, and then you beat that, and it's just like he's just like he wants to die and everything, and it's just crazy the portrayal that is made by him, and I love him so much. So yeah, all right, Arson, we both touched on it a little bit. What about you?
I just love his portrayal. Like, it's really great. It's unique. He definitely had a blast with it.
Oh yeah, I mean, if there was no Mark Hamill Joker, he would be top notch. He'd be number 1 on my list for animated portrayals.
That's if he voiced him a lot more. Like, I would love if like he just did like a dub where he just voices over like basically all of the original Jokers. Like back in the animated series. It sounds supremely off, but like it'd be funny all the same.
Yeah. Well, it's odd to think. Do you remember who the original Joker was going to be in the animated series?
No.
Well, it was supposed to be Tim Curry, and they actually have voice lines. Yeah, it was supposed to be. They had voice lines of him. And they were like something, I don't know. He sounded like he was so dark that they were like, this is gonna scare children, like literally. And then they brought in Mark Hamill.
Anyways,
if you there's things lurking around with, just look up Joker Tim Curry animated series, and I guarantee you'll pull up a video. But it's creepy to hear him speak like the Joker. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, but just that made me think of that when you said dubbing over. But yeah, John DiMaggio, man, he's top talent, top tier, you know. So what about you, Graham? What do you think about my choice?
Isn't this the one that got stabbed in the eye with the batarang?
Nope, that's a different one.
Yeah, that's a different one.
Oh, I don't think I know this one.
Oh, well, it's upsetting if you look. If you ever get the chance, you should literally watch Batman Under the Red Hood, because up until this point, DC, when it came to like media, when it like video, TV, movies, everything, they basically like turned their back on Jason Todd. Like, we're not going to mention him at all. That was a dark time where the fans chose to kill him off. and so they just kind of never really made reference to him. Like in the new Batman animated series, when they brought in Tim Drake, that they modeled that Tim Drake after mostly Jason Todd, from what they said. Even though it was still Tim Drake, but they didn't make really any mention of him as much. And this one really, like, it showed the Joker portraying the Joker, or John DiMaggio portraying the Joker. He beat the living crap out of a boy. Like 100%. He was a teenager, but he was a boy, and he just literally killed him on screen. Like you're just like, wow, that's so crazy. And that's not even a spoiler because that happens in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Oh yeah.
So that really grabs your attention, like, oh. And I've probably seen this movie probably 10 or 15 times because I've watched it so much over the last 15 years.
It's a good movie. I want to watch it again.
It really is. I didn't like the choose your own adventure type that they remade in 2019. I like some of the scenes that they portrayed because you'd have to see it. It's pretty cool. But it's not like the original. Not like the original at all. But all right, well, that's my number 5, and since we already know they're number 4, I guess I guess, do I go again, or do you, I don't know.
I got a replacement number 4.
Okay, well, first,
really, really quickly.
Well, what about you, Zombie? Did you have a number 4 that you wanted to replace, or are you good?
I mean, Frank Welker.
Oh, the honorable mention moves up.
Well, only because I don't have any other anybody else to put there off the top of my head, not without moving somebody down.
Right. The running gag. That's hilarious. Like,
I mean, I had to include it just,
Yeah. I just thought that was hilarious. If you guys have no idea what we're talking about, in the Batman episode, he chose Frank Welker as one of his favorites, and he only did it once. And it was like in an episode.
And we just stuck with it.
Yeah, and it was hilarious. So we've always just like made fun of it over the last year. So, but anyways, Frank Welker, just picture what is it? I'm trying to think of a high-pitched voice that Frank Welker used to use. So Frank Welker was actually Frank Welker wasn't in the Scooby-Doo episodes. He was in Super Friends. I just remember that. Like the original Super Friends, like you remember the galactic ones, like that had Darkseid. I don't know if you remember that or not, but anyways, there was the Galactic Super Friends, or I can't remember the name of it. But he literally played Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians is what it was called, and he played the Joker in that in like maybe 1 or 2 episodes. But yeah, it's basically how you would think. It's literally Frank Welker. He's the man of about a million voices. Just picture Optimus Prime voicing Joker, but not with that voice at all. He's like, "Hello, I am Joker."
Optimus Prime with clown face paint.
We know who you are. But yeah, so Frank Welker, there you go. All right, Arson, who's your number 4?
Jack Nicholson.
What's funny is he too is my number 4.
No,
he's my number 3.
No. Now, I did want to say just really quick, because like the one scene I do love just so much is like him pulling out the ridiculously long revolver.
Out of his pants. It just pulls it out of his pants.
Shooting the Batwing down like ace. That was amazing. I mean, it's also like, his iconic quotes, like, never rub another man's Aruba.
Ooh, we got a live one here.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
What'd you just say? That's what I always say. It's all my victims or whatever.
But yeah, like he's great. Like he has like he personifies a lot of the great aspects of Joker, and also like he has all of his standard gear too. Like he has like the joy buzzer and stuff like that. So
yeah.
It's like, he plays all the parts pretty well. He's a great standout Joker. Like really, really solid.
I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I didn't even think of this, but he's actually my number 3 as well. My bad. Number 4 was different. So which I really like my number 4, but yeah, Jack Nicholson Like, he was the first to bring him to the, I'm not going to say big screen, because there was a Batman like movie from the 66 series, but he was like the first real serious portrayal of big screen. Like, man, who better to play him? Like, they hit it right. I couldn't imagine anybody else playing the Joker in that movie, you know? Like, it's a shame that they killed him off like they did, but you know, it is what it is. But all right, so what do you say about that zombie?
I mean, what's to say other than, I mean, one, he was my first exposure to the Joker,
Yeah.
you know, and as a kid, I was like, hey, you got to root for the hero and all that stuff that kids do.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of get older and you kind of you learn that villains can be not a good guy, but played well,
Right.
and you kind of look back and it's like, yeah, there may be people that did it better, but he was pretty good. I mean, especially for not really I mean, yeah, there was the old Adam West series and stuff like that, but he was I guess in my opinion one of the first few people that actually played as the Joker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
so
I mean, he played a really good Joker. It was weird, like, I always thought it was weird that he always would disguise himself as like not being messed up with like his skin and everything, and he would put like this like flesh colored like paint on his skin, to cover up the whiteness of his face and everything, and it was always weird. But one of my favorite lines, like Arson was saying, there's a lot of memorable lines, and one that I can say that is above all the others to me is like, I'm glad you're dead. Like, I love that line. See, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's just a good line. He's like, I'm glad you're dead. like it's pretty memorable, like his portrayal. But we digress. So actually, my you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I want to flip flop mine. I want to make John DiMaggio number 4, and this next one's gonna be my number 5, because I was sitting there thinking like, no, I had it kind of mixed up, but you guys may not agree with me on this because this was a complete different outtake. Now remember, this is my number 5. Number 4 was John DiMaggio. My number 5 out of order is Kevin Michael Richardson. And I don't know if you guys are going to agree with this. Oh, well, I'm more speaking to Arson because I know he knows. Like, I know he knows. But Kevin Michael Richardson voiced the Joker in, it was basically a reimagining sort of like, it was almost like Batman Year One, but it was the Batman. It was a series, and he did a good job with the voice. Now, his voice is very similar along many different routes, for characters he voices. And this Joker was completely insane. Like, this one was weird. His animation was kind of weird.
Wasn't he barefoot?
He was barefoot for pretty much the whole time, yeah. But and his eyes were like completely red. He had yellow teeth, and it's just I don't know. But his voice acting, man, speaks for itself. And he did a really it was kind of zany, kind of, serious overtones, of course, but like he could turn it on and off kind of like John DiMaggio for me. But in all honesty, like, he did a great job portraying that. He's the only thing I've ever seen him in as the Joker is the Batman and the Batman versus Dracula that I know of. But anything the Batman related that I know of, that's the only thing I've ever seen him in as Joker that I know of. I could be wrong. I'm looking through, and honestly, I don't see him anywhere else. So
I just remember one episode where he injected Batman with the toxin, so he was, losing it and laughing,
oh yeah.
and like I think it was one of his schemes, and then he like dressed up as Batman to replace him.
Oh, and yes, and he looks so janky too.
Yeah, and then when he saw Batman, he was like Joker in his goofy Batman costume.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was
And I think the Penguin was also, he was caught between their squabble. He's like, what's going on here?
yeah, which it's kind of cool because the voice of the Penguin in there is the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants. So Tom Kenny. So I thought that was pretty cool note on the side there because he's voiced the Penguin a lot. Like he did such a good job that they've brought him back multiple times to portray the Penguin. But yeah, so that's my number 5, but in 4th order. So Grim, what do you think of our choices? What do you think, bud?
This might be the only Joker that I genuinely like.
Really? Kevin Michael Richardson?
Because he's so weird and like
so weird.
out there. I think he's honestly the most interesting.
I agree. Like he always had like, I don't know, like his sleeves on his arms were like 10 feet long.
Yeah.
His design was literally the most out there Joker design you could have.
Agreed.
Also,
aside from the ones where he was like a hero.
Oh yeah.
Didn't he get turned into a vampire or something?
Yes,
So
in the Dracula movie.
Yeah. I remember he said something to Batman that was a joke. He's like, because Batman threw him like a pack of his own blood or whatever, and he's like, I'm starving. And he didn't say starving. I don't know, but he was like, he made a joke or
he
something.
He sipped on it like a freaking Capri Sun, like completely dry, and then like he turned over and looked at him. He's like, "You complete me."
I'm telling you, that portrayal was so good. But see, he had seasons to like get that like perfect it. Yes,
kind of yeah.
And unlike John DiMaggio, if he would have been in a series, dude, that would have been, if it would have been a series, it'd have been more lighthearted though. So I liked his portrayal the way it was. I wouldn't want to mess with that. But yeah, Kevin Michael Richardson, man, he killed it. Like he absolutely killed it. And that's why he definitely deserves a spot on my list. That's why I chose him. He was gonna be my number 6, basically, like my honorable mention, but in all honesty, he's too good. Like Cesar Romero could be number 6 for all I care, or 7 or 8 or 9, but the voice over actors are just, man, he's honed their crafts, man. They're amazing. So, all right. So with that being said, what about your number 3, Zombie? And I know you already said, it was who it was,
yeah.
But
Jack Nicholson.
And do you want to add anything to that?
Not really. I mean, pretty much there's not really else much to say. It's pretty much been said.
You could say this town needs an enema.
I could have. You're right. I could have.
He's like, but I'm not. Oh,
and I'm
gosh.
Just gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
Only one man could ever do that.
Oh, we got a live one in a hot town. I can't remember what he said to that. Hot town tonight. Like, look, Jack Nicholson is who he is. Like, I love him so much. And I might as well get my last statements out there because he is also my number 3. He's top notch. There's there's only one movie portrayal in my eyes that beat him, and you'll be seeing soon. And I guarantee our number 2 and number 1s lock up with each other. But before we get there, Arson may surprise me because his number 3 is
the God of Thunder, Raiden. Richard Epcar.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you
No,
talking about?
Yeah,
Oh,
he is the voice of Raiden.
yes.
You know, in the NetherRealm games, he's also the voice of Joker as far back as Marvel or not Marvel. Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Yeah.
That was. I think we could all say that was definitely a chapter we loved to see pass.
Yeah.
Because nobody cared about it.
Well,
And
they kind of ruined it.
While Richard's voice wasn't exactly the best, he vastly improved on it in Injustice and up to MK11. Like he was just all over the place with like his voice acting, especially in 11 with like his interactions with like all of the cast, especially the guest characters in Spawn.
Yeah.
Honestly, the reason why I have him in number 3 is because if there was going to be a replacement for Mark Hamill, I would want it to be Richard. Like he is just like that good. Like I can honestly like see this as like an evolution for him. That is, if Richard ever wanted to like seriously take up the role of like, because Mark Hamill's shoes are like more than Titan sized.
Yeah.
But like honestly, I love his voice. I love his laugh. Like
Yeah.
it's just really great. And of course, he voices the God of Thunder, and he has to go consult with the older gods.
Well, I'll tell you this: he does an amazing job as Joker's voice. That's true. And it's such, and of course, I'm going to use it's such an injustice what they did in the Injustice movie in 2021, not giving him the role, because Kevin Pollak, and I'm going to get to this because why not? If we're talking about our top ones, I'm going to throw a little wrench in there and say after we're done with this, be thinking about the ones you can't stand the most who play Joker, at least 2 of them, okay?
All of them.
Yeah, whatever. You've already said you liked a couple. So
I said I liked one.
That's true.
Like
well,
what you tolerated one and then actually liked the other, so
yeah. So, okay. So, but that being said, we'll talk about Kevin Pollak here in a few because he's on my list, trust me, and not on the good side. Because, but your pick, I think he did a great job, and Epcar is a good voice actor, and so yeah. Any thoughts on that one, Zombie?
No idea who that is.
So you've never played Mortal Kombat 11 or any of that stuff like that with Richard when he played as the Joker?
Nope.
Well, fair enough. Because he was also, I mean, he's been in a lot of things. Like if I'm sitting here scrolling down, he was back in Injustice 2. But yeah,
Didn't play either of those.
he is very quippy.
Yeah. Well, whoever wrote his lines did a great job too, so we'll say that.
I think one of the actually he has like "Stay away from them, you son of a bee," and then he's like, "Oh, I see you've met my mother."
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, all right. Well, we may have differences on how this list ends up, but I guarantee, and I'm just gonna go on a really bold statement here and say your number 1 and 2 may be flip-flopped. Are number 1 Heath Ledger, number 2 Mark Hamill. Am I correct in saying that about that? Like, is it
right people, wrong order?
There you go. So all right, so Zombie, go ahead and explain why you have them the way you do.
So the way I have Mark Hamill obviously as the top, just because to me, when I think of the Joker, that's who I first think of. Just because the laugh that he uses is so good, and it's not the same one. Like I listened to Mark Hamill at an interview talking about playing the Joker, and you said, like he wouldn't have the same laugh for everything. It would depend upon what he's doing, what scheme he's in the middle of. Sometimes it's a maniacal laugh, other times it's a more devious laugh, and that would reflect how that laugh is portrayed. So when you watch him, well, you listen to him play the Joker, because you can't watch him because you're not in the sound booth. You hear that. You hear that it's not just the same laugh.
Yeah. And I remember that video too that you're talking about. Like he has different laughs, and he has one where he's actually more, I guess you could say, actual joyful. Like the way the Joker would be joyful. But yeah, I mean, I think Hamill is top notch. To think that he could have been not Joker at all just blows my mind. And to think that we'll never have him again as the Joker, because he said once Kevin died, he's retired.
And I respect that.
I do too. He didn't want to, because he said his main question would be, if anybody said, "Would you want to do this movie?" He's like, "Is Kevin aboard?" And they're like, "Yes." Yeah. Then I'm in. That's I mean, that was from him saying that,
like,
because they had such chemistry together. I mean, they are the number one and number, like, they really are the top notch when it comes to Batman and Joker voices. So, but yeah, I mean,
and it makes sense that if you do have that chemistry with that other voice actor, that you wouldn't want to, like, oh, could I? Yes. Like if you said, "Hey, I want to do Joker again," I'm sure somebody would take it in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
But he's like, okay, not only do I have to, playing it wouldn't be hard, but I have to figure out the chemistry with this other person.
Right.
And I've already done that once.
Yeah. And to be fair, I've never seen Mark Hamill without Kevin Conroy. I've seen Kevin Conroy without Mark Hamill, but never the other way, and it's a shame that we'll never hear his, only in interviews and stuff like that. And like, the last time we seen him was in that big old crossover event, the Crisis on Infinite Earths episodes 1, 2, and 3. But he was in the third one, I think. But yeah, it's so sad that's gone. But you know what? Hey, that opens up the doorway for new ones. Because in the new Batman Arkham Shadow game, Arkham Shadow that came out in 2024, Troy Baker voiced that, and maybe he'll make his leap more as the main Joker. Who knows? I don't know.
I mean, that was still a prequel game, so it was still like in the young era for both of them.
Right. They've got a new show out called Batman Cape Crusader. I wasn't a big fan of watching the episodes when I watched them, but the Joker is yet to be revealed, I think, in the series. So it was more about the Penguin, who is a woman, and stuff like that. So and other things, but just saying. But anyways, as I was saying, all right, so that's your number one. Talk about your number two, Bones, and then I'll go over to Arson.
So Heath Ledger, yeah. I mean, to me, he really personified he wasn't spastic about it. Like, he wasn't a hyper energetic raving lunatic.
Dude, he was just a psycho. He was psychotic.
Yes, exactly. And that's my point is I think a lot of people when they play the Joker, they play him as just really over the top, really hyper, and he didn't like, well, not everybody that has, is mentally insane is extremely hyperactive.
Right.
So he went, hey, he's low key, but he's still just as insane. And his, especially I really like that bit of making the pencil disappear, like ta-da.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of like, come on, man.
Right.
I say we kill the Batman.
Oh man, so
You're good at something, never do it for free.
I've stated this before, but one of my favorite scenes in that is when he's like toying, like he's coming out of the hospital in the nurse's outfit, and he's just like trying to blow it up, and he's like hitting the remote, like what the heck,
and it doesn't work, and then it shocks him when it actually does.
Yeah, and it's so funny, but it's so spot on too, like that, and when he talks about how he got these scars, he always changes the story. But you're wondering which one is. I
know how I got these scars.
I mean, but it's true, right? Like he changes it so much. So
yeah. I'll give my hate Joker thing. All right, 100%. I don't care about Heath Ledger at all. Never seen the movie. Probably not going to because I don't like Batman. What I've seen, it's fun. He looks fine. He looks cool. Like I'm glad that you guys can enjoy him. The hospital scene is pretty funny. I'll admit the hospital and the fact that it's improvised.
yeah,
I like that because the bomb, the bomb just didn't go off. So I like that he really improvised it by he held the remote up to his ear or something, didn't he? Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, and then it exploded.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill. All right, I'm just gonna say this. I only remember 2 lines ever that he's ever said. And the first one is, I may be crazy enough to fight Batman, but the IRS, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the other one was, I'd laugh if it wasn't so pathetic. Oh, what the heck? I'll laugh anyway. I like that. Yeah. I like that
first line.
But,
that first line that you're talking about. So to set up that whole thing, it was hilarious because Joker inherited this old mob boss died and inherited this huge sum of money, but it turned out it was nothing. It was a huge gag. He literally got the last laugh on the Joker in that episode, and he brought up that whole thing about it was basically a huge IRS bill. Basically, he owed the IRS $12 million or something like that. It was oof. I don't know how that's possible, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are some good lines. Like the one-liners that the Joker has had over the years are great. Some of them not so much, but all right, Arson, what about you, brother? Talk about your number 1 and number 2. Who's your number 1?
Sir Chibi Grimlock. That dude, yeah.
What just happened?
I guess he had that feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe in the middle of his laugh, Batman just came out of the dark and just sucker punched him so hard that it disconnected him from the call.
Maybe. That's hilarious. Oh well, he's on his phone now. Let's see if he joins. Anyways,
who's the Joker that voice, or who's the guy who voices Joker in the Batman Returns?
Batman Returns. Oh, in the game or whatever?
No. The one with Frank Welker, I think.
Oh, the Super Friends?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I forgot. Who's the Batman actor for that RoboCop played? I forgot.
What?
Yes.
Oh, you talking about the Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah, The Dark Knight Returns. That one.
Oh, Michael Emerson.
Okay, yeah, that one was pretty neat. And I'm only ever saying this because, like, you know, again, I also do have Mark Hamill and Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Who was the other Joker? The one in the Lego one, the Lego movie one.
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, that's another gag one. Although to be fair, that one's a very good Joker. I do kind of like that one.
I mean, he does do a good job, but yeah, he's not
I'm just
really
trying
on
to
my.
extend the episode time. But
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah.
yeah, like I do have Mark Hamill as second and Heath Ledger as first.
Yeah.
They're both extremely good. Like I just have Mark Hamill up there, or you know, in second because, while yes, he's very iconic. He literally is Joker. Like, you know, that time has long since, you know, kind of passed, and like that legacy, much like Heath's, will forever stand the test of time as like the Joker.
Yeah.
And you know, as they say, you can't spell, you know, Mark Hamill without Arkham. But
That's
like
true.
as for Heath Ledger, you know, like like in just this one movie, like his legacy has like like just stand the test. It's so iconic. Like it's like lived on through costumes, through memes, through like,
Yeah.
you know, videos, like just the performance alone, and you know, just being generally one of the best like superhero movies of all time. It's like, you know, it's iconic, really iconic, like way too ahead of its time. Um, like it's crazy. I just love it a lot.
Yeah. And before we go any further, I need to state Grim messaged in the podcast text. He's like, was fun. Now you guys can gush without me. Being a Debbie Downer, lol. So, man, he cheated out of his way. He's losing his bonus.
Wait, we get bonuses?
Yes. So it'll be in the mail. But
you know, I'm still waiting for last year's.
I know. We got a little behind. Sorry, it got lost in the mail.
A little.
But anyways, to go back on point, let me get out of that situation. Whew, that was close. Anyways, to go back on
this.
Forget what?
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know what you were saying. Anyways,
I don't either.
Okay, so anyways, going back on point for real this time. You know, I never realized that you couldn't spell Mark Hamill without Arkham until just now. Like, first of all, yeah, it's literally in his name, specifically right in order too. Because I'm looking at his name, I was like, holy crap. But look, Heath Ledger, to me, he is also my number one, and Mark Hamill is my number two. And for similar reasons as you, Arson. I mean, his portrayal was so amazing. Look, he won an Oscar for it. You know, first of all, and of course, I don't hold everything to an Oscar because I don't really care.
He deserved it.
He
Like,
deserved it.
He really went into character. Like I think I saw somewhere like he isolated himself for like some days to like really get into it.
But
he really put his all into the performance.
And a lot of people say that's the role that messed him up is because he couldn't get back out fully out of the character, which I don't know how true that is. I think some people said that they debunked that, but unfortunately we lost him. And you know, they actually didn't kill off the Joker. They learned from their mistakes because he was supposed to come back in the third one. And after his death, they were like, we can't recast him. We can't. And that's why they changed. You know, we got Tom Hardy. You know, Bane. I think he was always supposed to be a part of it. Bane was. But the Joker was supposed to be in that movie. And to me, he's the greatest of all time. He's 100% the greatest movie actor of all time to play the Joker.
Madness is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
He has some of the best lines. He really did. But again, Mark Hamill, I'm not undercutting him because man, he is amazing. He's been the Joker since the 80s, since the late 80s, you know? Like how can you top that? He's been every type of when it comes to like TV show, cartoon, movies, he's been everywhere as the Joker, you know? Um it's unfortunate that we won't get him again, but did you guys ever see where they he was on a podcast or something where they had Kevin Conroy dubbing over the voice for you know what was it? He was reading the voice lines for the Batman Begins or whatever. Did you ever see that? Like one of those that Kevin Conroy was doing that?
I don't think so.
It sounded really cool the way he did it because he was doing it like it was in the second movie. It was in the same with the Joker because he was reading off the lines about Harvey Dent being a hero. This city needs a hero. Blah blah blah. And so somebody did that with Mark Hamill with the Joker too, and it was quite. I wouldn't say riveting, but it was quite good to see it. I can't remember where I saw it, but for all I know, it could be fake, but it could be in my mind. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it somewhere. It's been a couple years, but let's just say Mark Hamill is a good spot at number 2 for me, and Heath Ledger is definitely number 1 in my heart and in everything when it comes to that because we got cheated out of seeing him again, and that would have been amazing to see him in that trilogy, the third one. But
that whole freaking scene with like the crime guys and
yeah.
like him just strolling in. You think you could steal from us and walk away? Yeah.
Dude, when
and
he
the
burns
suit, the suit wasn't cheap. You ought to know. You bought it. And then they were gonna jump him, and then he reveals that he had a explosive vest on. He's like, "No, let's not blow things out of proportion."
Dang, I really want to
like
watch
literally,
that.
that whole scene was great. And then like literally every single scene he was in was fantastic, especially when like he's trying to get Batman to run him over. He's like, "Come on, hit me!"
Yeah, come on.
Hit me, come on! I know you want to do it. Come on, and hit me!
And he was talking under his breath multiple times in that movie, which was great. Like I loved it when he burnt the mountains of money. He's like, I'm just burning my share. Like
It's not about the money.
Yeah.
It's about sending a message.
Oh, such a great movie. It really is. It does stand the test of time. And of course, that's like, to be fair, I feel like the Joker is the only character in those sets of movies, the Dark Knight movies, that actually stands like true to his character. Because if you guys didn't realize, like, well, I know you guys realize, but I'm talking about our listeners. If you guys didn't realize, the Batman Begins movies, like the Nolan movies, were supposed to be like, what if Batman was in like a real life situation? Like, how would that work? You know, like, so Joker played as that character was just absolutely amazing in that movie. And I think that's what really got me, is because it was in a more real life settings. Like it could happen, you know, opposed to getting dipped in a thing of a vat of acid, you know, and and living through it. You know, I don't think that could happen, but whatever. But yeah, I really do like those two. So let's quickly go to the other side of that coin. And since I already opened up that ball of wax, have any of you seen the Injustice movie that was out?
Nope.
If I have, it's been a while.
So, just to recap, Kevin Pollak played the Joker in that. And first and foremost, the Joker in that looked so bad. Like, I just didn't like him. Like, granted, he wasn't in there very long. But that's what he looked like. I just didn't like him. And Kevin Pollak voicing him was just a nail in the coffin for me. Horrible. Just absolutely horrible portrayal. But the only other what's the one? Now I will give a nice what is it, like a honorable mention to the guy who played him in the Gotham series. He did a good job from what I seen. I never seen throughout the whole thing, but he did a fairly good job doing it for what he had to work with. But he's not added to my list. The only other actor I have added to my list for that is Jared Leto. I think his Joker was an atrocity.
Yes.
I just did not like anything about it. The only part that I can stand with him in it was in the Justice League. What is it? Who's the original one on that one cut that they did? Crap! Why did his name just go away from me? But anyways, in that 3-hour Snyder cut, there we go. The Justice League Snyder cut. There was a futuristic scene in it that was foreshadowing like Superman turning bad and getting controlled by Darkseid. And that's the only scene that I actually can say that is acceptable to me. However, worst freaking, like, he's just trying to ruin all of comics when it comes to movies, because he jumped from Joker, and then he did Morbius, and he's in something else, isn't he? He's getting ready to be in something else. But anyways, you guys talk amongst yourself. What do you guys think of my two horrible picks?
I mean, I agree with you on them.
Yeah, I made your points.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know. I never liked him when it comes to that. Just horrible. Oh, he's playing Skeletor in Masters of the Universe. Yeah, I forgot. That's yeah. They screw that up. Oh, I'm gonna be so mad. But it comes out next year.
We start a union.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, man, I know he's in another one, and I can't remember. It's coming out. I was like, yep, that's what it is. I just, yeah. When it comes to voice actors, they should have never let Kevin Pollak near a microphone to voice the Joker. He does a lot of different voices, but the Joker is not one of them. And oh my gosh, this what? All right. I know I just kind of went over the edge here, but did you guys ever see that movie, Merry Little Batman? It was like a Christmas movie that came out a couple years ago.
Nope.
The animation style was horrible. It was like, it was bad. But I never watched it. I watched the first part of it and I was like, nope, not happening. A guy named David Hornsby voiced him, but look at the art style. That is horrible.
Chin.
The chin. It's the crimson chin. It's crazy. But anyways, I think I can add at least that portrayal on there, even though I've never seen it. Sorry, David Hornsby.
What a joke. Literally.
Yeah, that's bad. But getting back to the fact at hand, like Kevin Pollak, just, yeah, please never do that again. Jared Leto, just stop acting. That's it for me. All right, what about you? We'll go Arson this time. Arson, who are two voice actors or who two Joker portrayals that you think are horrible I'm assuming Jared Leto was probably on there. So
Oh yeah, like automatically Jared is just one of them. Like,
yeah,
it's just a given. I mean, that's really all I could think of. There's not really any others that I can think of right now that I genuinely just dislike.
yeah,
So I mean, like, you kind of already made some pretty great points with like a lot of bad ones. So
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's it for me.
all right. Well, let's move on to
terrible.
Zombie, and he can tell me why he's just gonna agree with me on Jared Leto.
It's like I got nothing because I wasn't told about this part of the podcast, so
Yeah,
I got nothing.
You
That
sprung
was-
it on us, man.
I did. Luckily I have a list pulled up of every Joker that was portrayed in animation and movie. So there it is. Man. It's man.
You should make that. You should put that in the thumbnail, but just have it in the background, like way back.
just minimize
just have a thumbnail full of Jokers, and then just this is like at the very back, just staring at them.
That's funny. Well, I guess since that's pretty much all we got, man. Grim, what's your take on all this?
Man.
Anyways,
What happened to Grim?
yeah, he bowed out the putts. But anyways, yeah, that's it for us, guys. What do you think of our list? What do you think of our top fives? Tell us why you want to, just kill us because we put Mark Hamill second on a couple of our lists, or why you want to take out Zombie because he didn't put, Mark Hamill second. I mean, I don't know.
Or why you want to hunt down Grim because he left.
Yeah. You know what? If you need his address, I can't help you. Sorry.
I can.
Oh, there you go. I can give you Arsons and I can give you Zombies. I cannot give you Grims. But
good to know I at least have a little bit of leeway in this group.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, just let us know what you think. If did you like it? Did you not? Let us know. And also remember, if we get 20, I'll even I can't agree to that, Arson. I still say 10.
Nah, it's gotta be 15.
All right. All right. I'll meet you in the middle. 15. If we can get 15 people wanting that.
17.
Nope, 15. I already agreed. It's already already written.
16. I can't go any lower.
Sorry. 14.
I'll go 16, but like I'll still count you if you wanted to vote on it, so it would still be 15.
Wow. But if you do want to see us finish that horror game that we were working on, just in theory, not actually making one, let us know. And
you got the budget, you got the team.
Yeah. Other than that, man, thanks for being here. If you want to know more about us, check out the broken link in the description below. It's not broken, it's just some of them aren't up to date. It's more of a running gag now, kind of like the Transformers thing. But anyways, I want to thank Zombie and Arson for being here. Grim, go play with your dinosaurs. On that note, have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Man.